Are you seeing a big increase in your business because of that document protection issue?
Oh, yeah. There's, we're supposed to be a paperless environment, of course, but or paperless office, but there's a lot of records out there still to destroy, and we're even seeing more, more residents or more, people from their at home bringing in more records for us to destroy as well, because we take walk-in service as well. So, businesses have been, really well aware of the need to destroy documents, more and more outsourcing it, where they may not want to spend the time to do it themselves, just because they are destroying almost everything, every piece of paper. But even more people from residents are starting to bring things in, just because people don't want to, take the time to shred those documents themselves.
I always wonder about carbon footprint and how people are reducing their carbon footprint, and some of these concrete companies are really making a big effort to help people reduce their waste and using it in really innovative ways.
Yeah, and I had never heard of this model until we started doing it here, and I know we had to do some sort of qualification for it. They take a look at the type of waste you have to make sure, they get some samples to make sure, it can be, once it's incinerated, that it can be of quality to use as slag in the concrete. But we'll certainly get you the name of those folks that we work with, and they do a good job for us.
Hey, Bob, I was wondering if the shredding business seems to be very competitive. Is your green position helping you strategically?
It will. We haven't marketed as strong as we can yet. It's something we are going to do a little bit better job of, because some of these different green initiatives for us just sort of came together. It's something we were already doing, and so then it's being green is also a good thing for being in business. And it's like, wow, we're already doing these things. Let's try to position ourselves to our advantage with that. So not yet, but it's something we're gonna push a little bit harder on.
Well, Bob, what are some of the other services that you provide?
Well, we do. We also do off-site record storage and management with file boxes, and we store hundreds of thousands of file boxes off-site for both very large businesses and very small businesses. We do document scanning as well, to where we can convert your records or business records into digital images and get them ready to import into a document management system. And we also do off-site tape storage and rotation for disaster recovery for computer backup systems. So, most of our services center around records or information in that regard. And one more idea that did come to mind with Shred Time in our shredding business that is more green. We also do, like I mentioned, we do the off-site shredding or plant-based shredding, where it's shredded here, and it's a very large industrial-sized shredder, and it's an electric shredder. When I say it's large, it's you're talking 40, 50 horsepower type shredder. You're kicking out these huge bales, but it all runs on electricity. To where we also do on-site shredding, and shredding is very competitive, and you hear a lot of talk about on-site shredding, which I feel is kind of an expensive marketing tool, but we do it. The on-site shredding is a diesel truck, and when that shredder is running, you have to run the engine of that vehicle, which is diesel. So you could debate carbon footprint there, and I haven't done an analysis for diesel versus electricity, but everybody seems to lean towards electricity. So some folks have had an interest in that from a green perspective. They were more interested in the offsite because of the the fumes from those trucks, but also just for the fact we don't have to put more sulfur and diesel into the air.
Well, you're talking about a diesel engine. That's some serious horsepower.
Yeah, they're fairly big vehicles, and when you're working at a large corporate building or hospital, let's say, or whatever, to provide that service where you need to shred it, you pretty much have to run that truck almost all day. It has to be on while you're shredding, because they don't shred as fast as a plant-based shredder as well.
And, you have to look at weighing the carbon footprint. This is always a difficult thing of saying, well, we're going to load all this onto a truck and we're going to drive it down to the facility. I mean, that's, you start splitting hairs about which one creates more environmental issues.
Yeah.
Do you think people like to see their stuff shredded on site? Is that the attraction to that? They want to see that it's actually getting shredded?
There is. Some people feel pretty strongly about that, and that's fine. That's why we have both options. And truth be told, most times people watch it. They watch it one time, and they don't want to stand out there in the parking lot for an hour and watch everything be shredded. So, but some people do. And we have even our larger, we deal with some, very high volume shredding customers, literally where you're shredding tons of paper every month for either a government entity or a large company. And it's common for them on a routine basis. They will follow our truck back to our plant and witness it there just because it's done so much faster too. So some people do have to witness it. It's usually very few, but most people want to just be confident that it's being destroyed in a secure manner, that they have confidence in the process.
Is that an expensive feature to have you come out and shred it compared to you doing it at your facility? No.
In fact, off-site shredding, as we call it in our industry, it's usually all the time it's a lot more cost competitive and a better price to do it that way. And for us, to come witness, it's no big deal. We do it all the time.
I was thinking that'd be a great thing to have, we live in a large community home association. That'd be a great thing for a home association to do. Everybody bring out their shred. Everybody has all their tax and all that stuff that you accumulate over the years.
Just have a shred day in the community and get rid of everything at one time, as opposed to putting it in the trash and send it to the landfill, or having compromise your personal information, whatever.
Yeah. We call them shred days, and we also call them shred fests, and we do several, depending on the year, but about 20, 30 of those a year, to where we either partner with, and we've done them with homeowners associations, or a lot of times it's banks or other media outlets, and we will we'll set up shop for a Saturday morning or something like that. And there's a demand for it, and we'll usually fill up what we have, or we literally will get 10,000 pounds in a morning. It's like, holy cow! Didn't know this much paper was out there.
Wow.
Well, Bob, why don't you give the listeners your contact information so they can get hold of you?
Oh, I appreciate that, Gary. You can reach us at Media Services and Shred Time at 816-455-7776. Again, that's 816-455-7776. And our website is Media Services, and that's services with an S, MediaServicesNow.com. Or you can log on to shredtime.com.
All right. Bob, thank you once again for joining us today. Great information on going green with Shred Time. Thanks a lot, Bob.
Thanks, Gary.
Well, there you go. Thanks to Bob Featherston from Shred Time to give us a little education about how small shredder paper can be. It definitely can't be like rice, that's for sure, Trish. What do you think?
Yeah, that was very interesting. I really didn't realize that you think shredded paper is shredded paper and it's all usable. And, to find out that it's not is very informative, I think, for people.
I know. You can't break those fibers down too small or it's no good. So There it is, Kansas City. A little more information for you on going green and understanding all the mysteries behind it. So when we come back from the news, we're going to talk to Corey McDonald from PaveGuard Technologies. Some more really cool stuff way outside the box, folks. We're not just talking about recycling here. We're talking about a whole new technology that is so cool, innovative. Wait until we come back from the news. You are not going to believe this. You are going green with the King, Kansas City's first all-green talk show on KCXL 1140, KCTO 1160 AM.
It's getting late, I haven't seen my date, so tell me when the boys get in. 7 o'clock.